Did he just hit his head on the way down? Are you okay, buddy? He's so okay. Look at him vibing. And the stream died again. Are we back? We're back. Okay. Anyone here fear deep waters and what can lurk in them? Oh yeah. Like every time I've been swimming in the ocean, like on a boat and out into the ocean, like 2 or 3 times in my life, and every single time I had to like turn off my brain and not think about what is in the ocean. Because my lord, have you seen videos of like marlins hunting? Like the guys that can go, I don't know, like 80 miles an hour. Fucking scary. Like imagine there's a highly motorized street bike underwater and somebody put a sword at the front of it. And they're just zooming around and being scary as shit. Like that's what a marlin is. And apparently they found out recently that marlins, like whenever they go to strike, they like flash colors. They get like colory stripes just before they hit. And scientists don't know why. I say dolphins aren't that nice as some think. Oh, for sure. They're intelligent, and apparently intelligence just holds potential for evil. That seems to be the way nature works. Okay, how the fuck do I get over there? If I caress the rock, if I whisper sweet nothings into the wall, will it let me pass? Oh, sweet wall, please give me the grip strength. I went whale watching in an inflatable boat. Quite the experience. Did they toss you around? Did they pick you up with their tails and they played like badminton with you? That would be cool. Strong. Strong. Do I go down here? Oh no. Oh, that looks bad. This is what I feel like when I go climbing and I have to do a dino and I can't for the fucking life of me generate momentum. So I'm like on the wall, I'm like in a very uncomfortable position and I know I gotta launch myself and then I go back and forth like 10 times, which costs me a gajillion ounces of energy in my arms. And then when I'm ready to launch, I do this. That's how I go climbing. But climbing is fun. You should actually, like, legit. I've tried many sports in my life, and climbing was like the first one where it clicked with me, and I was like, holy shit! I actually enjoy working out and moving my body. I've never done fencing, no. That sounds fun, like poking your friend. Or your opponent, I guess. Would you ever go explore caves? Only ones you can, like, walk in. Crawly caves? No, thank you. Like, all these YouTube channels where people like, oh, we found this hole in the forest. And then they drop, like, a rock in it, and it impacts, like, 5 minutes later. They're like, oh, let's go. No, 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 no. Big no-no. That is a big no-no. I went to the Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. I think I heard about those. They're like walkable, right? That's a walkable cave. Didn't somebody die in the Nutty Putty Caves? That sounds made up. What the fuck? But yeah, looking at like stalagmites, stalactites, looking at minerals, I'd be delighted. It is real, the Nutty Putty Cave. That's... Who named... What? You've never heard of the guy getting stuck in the Nutty Putty... That sounds made up. Like, I trust... If you guys say it's real, I trust you. But that sounds so made up. Like, I'm a person that gets gaslit by their friends all the fucking time, because you can walk up to me and you can be like, hey, did you know that you can compress cows? Like, you can take a cow and if you just compress it, it's smaller and then you can ship it. I'd be like, what? No way, I didn't know that. Maybe not that bad. Like, I've learned a little bit. But Nutty Putty Cave sounds made up. They sealed it off permanently after. Oh boy. No. Did you... The Nutty Putty Cave. Let me read about it. It's a hydrothermal cave located west of Utah Lake in Utah County, Utah, in the United States. The cave was formerly populated with amateur and professional cavers alike. Despite being known for its narrow passageways, it was closed to the public in 2009 following a fatal accident that year. It's real. Discovery, fatal accident. I don't know about this. On November 24th, 2009, John Edward Jones became stuck and subsequently died in the cave after being trapped inside for 27 to 28 hours. Jones and the 3 others had left their party in search of the Birth Canal, a tight but navigable passageway with a turnaround at the end. He entered an unmapped passageway, which he wrongly believed to be the canal, and found himself at a dead end. With nowhere to go besides a narrow vertical fissure, believing this to be a turnaround, he entered head first and became wedged upside down. I heard about this. Oh no. Yeah, I think that's the story that made me go, nope. Like, whenever there's a cave where you have to wedge yourself through something, you shouldn't be in that cave. You shouldn't. I feel like nature is not subtle about environments that are not really meant for us. Spelunking is a big fat nope. Yeah. I'm not down with that. Like, I'm down with spelunking in places where people... Like, where it's relatively safe to spelunk. No great heights, no getting stuck somewhere, no, you know. If it's only like a tunnel, abandoned tunnel, count me in. But if it's the Nutty Putty Cave, then count me out. The only cave I ever went in has wheelchair accessibility. Oh. Okay, we're getting there again. We're getting there. Watch it, chat. So what did I do last time? I did both hands, same spot, and then a little bit of a swingage. If I see a cave, there's probably bears, so I stay away. True. Bears can go spelunking. Bears can go get stuck upside down in the Nutty Putty cave for all I care. But I won't be doing that. There's a cave in the US you can play as an instrument. That's pretty cool. Like they turn stalagmites and stalactites into like organ pipes. And you can play it like an organ. I'd go to a cave like that. And then I'd hear the organ and I'd turn the cave into the Nutty Putty cave because it sounds so beautiful. It's like you aren't even trying. I'm not. The problem with these games is when you get like you start playing, go like, haha, this is fun. Oh, what a fun game. Oh, it's so quirky and weird. And then you get competitive. And once you start getting competitive, that's when these games start breaking you. And that's not gonna happen to me. I'm not breaking today. I am unbreakable. Would you go to the moon if it has tourism? Hell yeah. Like, I'd rather die in space or on the moon. Like, if you die in a vacuum, it's bam, you're out. If you get stuck in the Nutty Putty cave, it is bam, 27 hours of torturous darkness, pain, and you know how it is. I'd go to the moon any second. Space caving? I mean, make rockets more reliable. What is like the failure rate of rockets that carry people? Did you see that? Did you see that? That's how a pro does it. By the way, you better make some clips today. If you haven't already. This is like the most clippable shit I can give you. Oh. We will trash moons in 100 years. I hope we can make it that far. Like, the only way we can properly figure out space shit is working together as a species and not blowing resources on stupid wars and shit. Like, imagine where we could be if we actually used like all the resources that we had instead of just, you know, being goobers. Like, we could be chilling on the moon. We could be in the lunar Nutty Putty cave right now. But those stupid wars make so much more money. Oh, isn't that lovely how that works? Did I tell you my theory about how we end money being annoying? I don't know if I told you about this, but I have an unhinged theory on how we can end it all, or make it more bearable at least. Start using caps. Close. Close. There we But let's not talk about like political shit. I don't want to talk about like whenever I do that, I feel like people tune off because they're like, ugh, real life shit. I'm not here to hear about real life shit. But no, my real quick, unhinged, anti-capitalistic theory. Everybody has the same bank account. Like everybody. Every company, every state, everybody. So whenever you pay somebody, it goes into the same account. So it's for free. It's gonna be utter chaos for like half a year. But once that kind of blows over and everybody has ordered their... You know, like you can't withdraw things. There's no more cash. There's no cash. You can't withdraw shit. You can buy stuff. You can go to the grocery store, you can whip out your card and why even have bank accounts? Because we can't get rid of them. Like it's there. We're never gonna get to the point where everybody agrees on getting rid of bank accounts. That won't happen. There will always be that one greedy fucker who's like, but my money. And then you can't do it. So it's just one bank account, but everybody has it. So everybody is like a trillionaire, a gajillionaire. So you buy something and you get the money back. Yeah, it's all the same bank account. Like everything becomes worthless. And then everybody stops worrying about money. Because you, like the people that need money don't need much. They just gotta pay rent, have something to eat. Then why even have money? Exactly. Like that's the whole goal at the end, is for everybody to like, okay, fuck it. So you're basically saying to get rid of currency. Yeah. I'm from West Germany, yeah. Don't you dare turn that into an argument that doesn't have to do anything with it. Ah! You see what I mean? Now we're back in discussions again. I just want to climb. But yeah, that's how I would look. One bank account. Everybody is the richest person on earth. Slippy. Thank you, Haunted. Gotta have a little freak out in the water. But yeah, I know it does sound communist and shit, but honestly, like every ideology has something. No, not every, but at its core, like, don't we value people being equal and people, you know, like getting along, like a communal sense or something? Or have we agreed upon our species being a bunch of dipshits? That's how I see it. Like, when did we go away from trying to make a better place. Instead of just getting the bare minimum for people. And even, like, we're even failing at that gloriously. Why couldn't you just have welfare to ensure that everybody has at least a decent standard of living? Because that doesn't fucking work. If that would work, we wouldn't have this discussion. But it fucking doesn't. It just fucking doesn't. Are you familiar with the Baptist takeover of Munster in the 16th century? Oh, Jesus. I think I am. Weren't they, like, tyrannical as shit? And there was, like, French Revolution. Was that Baptist as well? No, that was something else. There's some French Revolution shit. I feel like this stems from the military background. Being forced to work well with people you hardly know or like tends to do that with you. I've always been like that. Believe me. There is something about me, like, in a very deep part of my being, that I just hate people around me being bummed out because of something. Like, I don't think I will ever be happy if I feel like there's people out there being unfairly treated, I'm pissed. But you gotta be tyrannical to impose supposed nominal equality. But then you spin the wheel of history again, and that's... Ugh. Can't we try something new? Something that doesn't include being an ass for a while. I know that is... Like, I'm being very idealistic. I am. But that's because I believe, like, those ideals are important. And if you don't have them at your core of whatever you're doing, then you're not doing it right. Then you're doing a compromise, and that sucks. Because that means people are gonna suffer again, and then the wheel keeps on turning. I know. There's a lot of examples in history of people having good intentions and then getting power, and then... You know how it is. You know how it is. And then falling off a cliff into a lake. Precisely, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a very, like I'm very, how do you call it, like, needy, dependent on harmony. Like, I just want people to get along. And if they don't get along, I don't want them to bash their fucking heads in, like monkeys. I'm naive as fuck. I'm so fucking naive. But I feel like we need some kind of... Like, you gotta approach it with at least a little naivety. I mean, the best way to get there, in my opinion, is a gradualist approach. I feel like that's the direction we're gonna be taking over the next couple hundred years. The only thing is our planet is a bit of on a timer. We're kind of doing things where, you know, like, if we're taking it gradual, there may not be anything left by the time we're finally getting it done. I know. There's like Roman textbooks where old people are complaining about the young generation being foolish and not knowing the right ways. Like, everything keeps repeating. I know. And progress is slow, and people are dumb, and everything changes slowly, but that pisses me off. Ugh. And I feel like it's... If you could just get one generation right, you know? Like... If you could take... I don't know... Like, kids from a certain age, and you're like, you guys are precious, we're not fucking you up. You guys get to be raised right. And then you have... Yeah, then you have, like, generational conflict, and then probably civil war or something. That requires a downgrade in living standards among every developed and likely even developing nation. For sure! Yeah, we live above our standards. 100%. Not everybody. But enough people to make it annoying. Especially for nature. Nature's like, what the fuck is happening? Playing a metaphor for the very thing he hates. Sisyphus wept. You'd be surprised at how many Western Euros balk at that sort of sentiment, to be honest. What does that mean? I don't know what you're using words, I don't know. The idea of downgrading living standards. But yeah, it's usually like the people who talk that shit live in mansions. So why... Why would I... I'm interested to see what happens once the iPad kids become adults. Oh yeah. The worst part is just going to be attention spans. Like, people won't be able to pay attention to anything. And that's something that's important, in my opinion. Like, paying attention and, like, listening. Very important skills to have. But wait, can we downgrade the political societal talks? Can we be goofy again? Can you write fart 10 times in chat, please, so we can get the vibe back? I started this. I know, I always start this. I know, but I care about this. I really do. But I know that it's in conflict with being a funny haha internet person. Maybe that's just not who I am. Maybe I'm a sad, contemplative internet person, haha? Question mark? Am I supposed to laugh about this or angrily scream from my balcony? Political commentator stream, that attracts the worst kind of people. Like, that's also an issue. Like, whenever you talk about political stuff nowadays, it just... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm not talking about shit anymore. I'm falling. I'm not falling. I am the strongest arm in the world. Actually, make that 2. Actually have a great fart story? Yes, please. So I shitted myself yesterday. Hell yeah. Taking it back. Oh man. Gone any hikes and walks? I had my first forest walk for the year. Like, on Friday? Friday. It was great. We have this... Like, the city I live in, pretty much surrounded by forest. And there's this one forest where they have a petting zoo, and they got, like, deer and goats and boar. And we were there with, like, me and 2 friends. And we got high in the forest and then went to the petting zoo. It was amazing. Good time. Hang on, it's a typer, that's fine. I'm a reader. Did you talk to the goats? There was one that really enjoyed scritches. I spent some time with that one. And for like €1, you get some wild feet. And then you can feed them as well. The boars were going crazy though. Like they have a... like if you go up the hill, like in the woods, that's where the boars are hanging out. And there was like a mama boar with her 2 little piglets and... just pigs. And... like there was another piglet tagging along, but you could tell it was not hers. Didn't look like her. And there was like another mom pig that was like off to the side and that looked like it was hers. And she kept tossing it around. Like it was hanging out with the other piglets and she would go in between and just chuck the thing like 2 feet in the air and away from the other piglets. We're like, holy moly. And he kept coming back. He kept coming back. I got kicked out of class in middle school for farting too much. What? Damn. That was the worst. That was the worst one. Ah. Why do I have to move my mouse to move my guy? Why can't I move my guy to move my mouse? You discovered that feature again. I'm glad. I'm glad. But these are the perfect streams for that. That was great. So you know how deaf guys talk differently because they can't hear themselves? Yes. And when someone goes deaf, it takes some time for the speech to degrade. Well, I think there's a similar learning curve for knowing how to gauge a fart. To gauge if a fart is audible after you start using noise-canceling earbuds for the first time. No! But don't you feel it? Or were you like, oh, this was a squeeze. Like, this was a silent one. And then actually it was like one of those where you, like, you think you're silently squeezing it out, but it goes... It's like vibrating. It's like somebody's phone is going off. What's the longest fart you ever did? Didn't time it. I had... Mine is like 14 seconds. I think I'm around the same ballpark, yeah. Like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I remember this one time when I was a teen. I got out of the shower and I had to fart. And when you just get out of the shower and when you fart and your butt cheeks are wet, it makes it's a whole different experience. And I just remember like thinking there was a bike taken off in my bathroom for like a solid 20 seconds. There was nobody at home. And it just happened and I just stood there and I was like, wow. I was in awe. So there I was in the library at school and I was letting one fly and I looked up and this girl is glaring at me, mouth agape. We lock eyes as I'm still farting and I'm also like cocked over at 45 degrees thinking that it's making it silent. Oh. And also Demon, another year for Ellie. Holy crap. By the way, I should sit down and make new sub-badges. We've had these sub-badges for so long. And they're great. Don't get me wrong. But I checked the menu and apparently we can make like 2 more tiers of sub-badges. Or like 1 more. And I felt like I should redesign the sub-badges. Right? What do you guys think? We've had these comments about new sub badges for so... I only mentioned it once. A couple weeks ago. And that was... Then I forgot about it. Okay. This is as far as we've gotten, by the way. If I can make it further than this, then we're officially in Progress Town. I think there should be a sub badge that looks like a dong. I don't know if Twitch is cool with that. So like, we do the same sub badges we have right now, but instead of my face and then filters over it, it's my penis. I don't know. I was thinking about like a military badge, because I have my military background. I'm like not a militaristic person. I don't want you guys to think you're part of some militaristic thing, but I like badges. I like badges. Hidden dong. You have to squint to see it, just like real life. I don't know if I can make that. I don't... But can't we make something like a little more beautiful? You know what I mean? Other than like some kind of Photoshop face of mine. Fucking ass. Not my face. I was thinking about like something more symbolic. A symbol. And then like the first one is like a bronze one and it doesn't have any decorations. And then a silver one, gold one, platinum, rainbow. And the last one... I don't know. The last one is like a satellite photo of where I live. With coordinates in the metadata, yeah. But would you like that? Like a batch? I was thinking like a batch. The thing is, you only have so many pixels you can work with these like little emblems in Twitch. They're usually only like 112 by 112. So you can't really go too crazy on that. Clean slate. Clean slate. Like, I want to involve you guys into this because that is practically what you're paying for. So I feel like you should be involved in this. Can we get away from me as the sub badge? Yeah. Can we not have me as the sub badge? That's all I ask. Like anything but me. Jesus Christ, Demon.
Thanks for subbing.
12 months for Marchand. God damn. Pint of beer that gradually fills up. Too German. Too German. How about you make your own coat of arms? I like that. I want to have like a little emblem, and then like the more months you have, it becomes like nicer looking and more elaborate, and it doesn't fill up, it goes down. But you know what I mean? You know what? If you want it so bad, we could do like, if you have at least a year, then there's my face in the emblem. Everything before 1 year sub doesn't have my face. And then the 1 year does. Because most of you guys here are longer than a year. Easily. Okay, come on, you can do this. Oh! Progress, guys. Okay, is this Slippy? Is this a checkpoint? Does water mean checkpoint? No way. There's new water. That's not a checkpoint. I'm very scared to go for a dip. This could be a bait. Dip it. It's not a bait. First try. Now watch me crush this game. Do I go up? How do I do this? I was so confident for like a minute. And now it's gone. Yeah, it's kind of spooky that you can actually fall off the sides. I don't like that at all. Oh! The lactic acid buildup in these dudes' forearms must be through the roof. They should be, like, actually glowing from just heat. They should be red hot. Don't you dare, Data. I don't want to go there, right? Like, that's how we got here. I also missed your answer about having played quad before. That is... You mean that old-ass game? Where the guy just runs and you control, like, the limbs, right? Yeah. Of course. Of course. Oh my god. Is this like Quap but for arms? I just remembered you only do a thing in game because you didn't do the thing in BG3. Can we keep that on BG3? Let's keep that on BG3. Come on, mate. There's like no way you can gain height. Oh. That was violent. If you guys are abusing the do the thing in game only to make me kill people, I'm taking it out. We're wholesome. I think you're supposed to go for the plant, but log is a ruse. But the plant goes down. Was there another plant I didn't see? Coward, you guys are just assholes. You're murder hobos. I'm not gonna be your vessel for evilness. Why the hell not? Because it's bumming me out. And I don't want to be bummed out by my own hobby that I enjoy doing. Oh, gay streamers, hello. Rimworld DLC when? Is asking you to kill Gale and Helson and Will too much to ask for. Will left. Gale got his hand cut off. Helson, we have no idea where he is. And Asterion, we ratted out to the monster hunters. There's gonna be a new DLC? Wait, what? Another one? Rimworld Anomaly. Survive flesh infestations, cultist attacks, trampling undead, blood rains, invisible hunters, and other sanity-shredding perils. Ooh. It's a horror-themed expansion. Oh. Oh. When's that gonna come out? Coming soon. That's dope. 3 minutes ago. Oh shit. When is Dragon's Dogma 2 coming out? This is not possible. Next week? I think I'm gonna wait like at least 2 weeks to let the big streamers have their fun, and then we're going in. I played so much Dragon's Dogma, like in winter and fall. So I'm gonna have a good foundation to go into the new game. Will you stream Elden Ring DLC? Yes. That will happen too. But probably same thing as with Dragon's Dogma. I'm gonna wait. I think if you do the character creator, it saves your pawns for when the game releases. Oh shit! I've seen didn't they also release the character creator for Dragon's Dogma 2 already, and people are making absolutely horrendous characters. Amazing. Amazing. God. Dragon's Dogma is that game where you can climb your enemies. Yeah, you climb your enemies. It's nothing crazy, but it works. Like, the systems they have, they work. Combat is fun. It is very Japanese and weird, but not like anime weird. It's just like, sometimes shit doesn't make sense. But it doesn't matter. It's an RPG, and that's perfectly fine. I don't know how, but I did it. That is some powerful water. That is some powerful water. We're safe. Did you play Armored Core 6? Took a look at it. I watched Jerma play it. That was fun. But I feel like, oh no. Oh. I will not answer your question now because I fell. Watching Jerma do anything is fun. He did a jigsaw puzzle. And somebody just gifted me something on Steam. What? What is that? Play the official Alex Jones video game. If I refuse the gift, do you get your money back? I don't wanna. I didn't get an achievement. Somebody just bought the official Alex Jones game. I really don't wanna. Like, genuinely. I'm gonna refuse the gift. Thank you. I'm gonna write you a note. Thank you. But no thank you. Spend this money on a loved one. Peace. I'm sorry. No. We had political discussions today. I'm done. I wanna get angry at a easy game about climbing. Senran Kagura Peach Ball. When? What the fuck is that? Is that a sex game? That sounds like a sex game. I'm scared to look it up. Dude, we're back at the start. Back at the start. It's a boot game. Okay, I always was at this spot. This spot is good. Oh, 360. Dude, the kids are gonna freak out when I do this at the climbing gym. Oh, I got this. We're back, baby. We're so back. I had Fury Shades of Gay free. Come up on my suggested list on Steam. Okay. Did you buy it? Okay, okay. Better setup. There we go. Yeah, I will heavily, like my climbing style from now on will be heavily inspired by this game. I will not use my legs ever again when I go climbing. Because I'm seeing this is way more efficient. Like, this guy gets so much more height out of arms only. I don't know how I got to that other part. That one over there. Like, I don't know how I did that. Quick refresher. Gotta chalk up. Liquid chalk. There we go. Whoa. You just can't hold on to that stuff. And whenever I try to fling him, he does a fucking flip. He keeps flipping. How does he keep doing that? How do I unflip him? I need to unflip the guy. Okay. Like, sometimes I gotta make him do a little dance to calm myself down. If I see that he doesn't take life seriously, then I know that I shouldn't. Because if this guy is not taking life seriously, then why the hell are we? When do I get a grappling hook? How do I get the grappling hook in the game? Would you rather shit yourself on stream or in a public train? On stream. I'm at home. You don't see the lower half of my body. I can shit myself, turn off the stream, and go clean myself up. Easy. Next question. We know he didn't do it already. Ha! That's my secret. That is the secret sauce of this stream. Has he shat himself? Nah. Maybe I shouldn't advertise myself like that. Are you into baby play? No. No, that is a very easy no. Are you? You mean the sex thing, right? Pick pictures of the Rimworld DLC are kind of disturbing, man. Rimworld just is disturbing in general. This is really stream of all time. It is! Neo! I saw this game and I immediately thought of you. I don't like that. Why do you associate me with pain? Oh. Oh man. Will I ever make it past? Like sometimes he jerks so violently. And sometimes he's just like a wet sack of potatoes. He's a jerk, yeah. He'd make a better dancer than a climber, let's be real. You're getting plenty of lateral distance. I think you need to high point on the rock. Okay, okay. I can work with that. Yeah, I really feel like you don't get a lot of vertical oomph. But horizontal works a lot better. The thing is, I don't know if I should... Like, when you hold on to something, and I hit space, and he does that, right? Like, this would be extremely exhausting to be a human. If you saw a person do this, call the cops. That's not a human. A human body can't move like that. But I don't know if I'm supposed to swing and then pull at the same time to get a little... Okay, high on the rock, and then we swing, and then in the last moment I hit W as well, right? That was it. That was it. I think that was a breakthrough moment for me. That was actually good. If you could make a game, what would it be about? I have two answers. Or if I had like brain capacity available, I'd have two answers. Like, it would either be a joke game or it would be something big and beautiful and amazing. There are, like, a lot of games out there that, you know, Outer Wilds, like, shit like that, just hits different. I would love to make something where players would feel the same way that I felt like playing Outer Wilds. I downloaded Untitled Goose Game yesterday. It's actually fantastic. It's great. Great, fun little game. And it has multiplayer. Just super fun. Crawling. When downed, humans can now crawl on the ground. Oh, we're talking RimWorld, not climbing game. Or a goose game. I mean, they call it a horror-themed DLC, so... We're gonna see a bunch of horrible things, but that's nothing new for RimWorld. Okay, that's the spot. That rim road, exactly. Not the sex shop on the outskirts of where you live. That's a different rim road. Don't go there. Unless you, I mean, maybe. I don't judge. So close. I once had an idea about a monster collecting game, like Pokemon, but the belts would be like in fighting games, Mortal Kombat. Didn't they made Pokemon Tekken. Pokken. It was called Pokken, right? But that was more like on the fighting game side than like actually being a Pokemon game. I mean, Pal World has shown Nintendo that you can actually make like a decent open world thing out of Pokemon. It's just they've been, I don't know if they're lazy or if they like their upper branch is just not very risk averse. I don't know what it is. Like, Pokemon fans have been eating the same dish for like the last 15 years or so. Mechanoids can now surface from body of waters. Oh no. Ah. But now, if I could make a game, I would love to make a game where, I don't know, like I would probably focus on writing because I'm shit with computers. Writing and directing. And then I make something where I could have like my friends participate in as well, in like little roles or something, and just have fun with them. You swing to that lower gray rock. I'm trying to get to the branch. That's where we're trying to go. It seems like it's best if I have a little bit of momentum and then I just hit spacebar and go up. That seems to be the way to go. Then we get the most, like, upwards movement. And at the same time have that little bit of horizontal movement. That was the worst one. Ah. Oh, that almost would have been it again. That was really close. Because now we're getting to the point again where you're doing the same spot a million times and then you get impatient getting there and that's how you fall. And now watch me fall all the way down again. Oh, I see how it goes. So if you don't hit the rock, your arm gets pulled down and that yanks on the arm that you're hanging on. Okay. So you gotta be precise, like every move has to hit. Yeah, this guy is... This guy currently has no vision. He's climbing from memory. He hit his head really hard. Ah. And it seems like with the water, like the moment where there's the rushing water and you grab, it pulls your arm down. Like as long as you're not doing that, you don't have that friction. You know the friction that you have in water? Classic water friction. We all love it. Okay. This is terrifying. Let me wiggle my way down here. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, the hand is fine, and then I grip, and then it pulls it towards the direction the water is going. That's how that mechanic works. And this water right here is like hypercharged. No, don't fall. Don't do this to me. Please don't. Okay. 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 I thought I could hang in the bush. I cannot hang in the bush. I legit thought I could hang in the bush. I was like, oh, big bush, let me grab it. And then I was tumbling down. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a piss. And then I'm gonna beat this fucking game. In like one go. I'll see you in a minute. Isn't the toilet song iconic? I love it. You can talk about the Mighty Duck movies? That's the one where kids play ice hockey and they suck, but then they win the national championship, and then people are like, guys are heroes. That's those movies, right? Oh fuck, music. There we go. Because the coach puts them all on steroids? What? And then the like the whole lesson in the movie is steroids make you strong. Like at the end of the movie, all the kids look directly into the camera, give a thumbs up, and they're like, take steroids! Do steroids today. It's okay to be weak. It's not okay to refuse steroids. That was the Mighty Duck movies, right? It's weird to be back here again. The moral of the story is that steroids promote unity in ducks. What? What? So if you go to a pond and like all the ducks are fighting, you just throw in a bunch of steroids and suddenly they're all like hanging out. I thought you're not gonna get that DLC, gay streamers. I don't know. I haven't played RimWorld in a while. I do remember, like, I think I've gotten back into it every time a new DLC came out. Maybe. I'm gonna give it a maybe. I'm streaming less nowadays, and you know, like I can't keep going around like buying games that I'm only gonna stream once or twice. Unless they're like not that expensive, then it's okay. But I gotta be conscious about what I play. I'm actually not working. And that's why I'm streaming less. Like I'm looking out more for myself, and I want to be more available for family and friends and stuff. And I used to stream 6 days a week, which was insane, because I basically never had proper free time. It was only like before the stream and after the stream. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If there were 2 more zeros on that view account, I'd be streaming way more. Like, if this were my job, there'd be nothing else I'd be doing, because I fucking enjoy it, and it is a million times better than any job I've ever worked before. Like, even though this is not my job, but if it were, then my god. But yeah, I don't know, like I'm trying to live like more healthily, and I feel like, not that streaming is unhealthy or anything, but it's just, if you do it too much, it can be different, you know? Hop. And look looks so violent every time he falls down there. Nah, get the hell out with bots. If you know me, you know that like, why would I... Nah, we're doing it the right way or not at all. That is how we're doing things. Either it's gonna be genuine or it's not gonna happen, and it's fine too. I mean, I'm trying to get on a path where I can make something out of myself even without, you know, like Twitch is weird. Twitch is weird, and I wouldn't mind, like, you know, like in fall I want to start studying psychology, and that's gonna take 5 years, probably longer, like depending on what kind of practical things you want to do with it by the end of it. I don't think I enjoyed the stream nearly as much if there were 2 more zeros on the view account. I know. I totally know. I know a lot of people are here because, like, you're heard here. It's not like you're in a stream with hundreds of other people and you blast your message into the void. I know that. But please also see that I have been doing this for almost 7 years. In October, it's gonna be 7 years. And I quit a pretty huge job I had because I was not happy there and I was happy streaming. So I was like, why would I do the thing that makes me unhappy? Even if that's like an insane career I could do. Like, for me, logically, it doesn't make any sense to pursue something where, like, on paper it sounds good, but in reality it's not, you know. And the thing is, like, I totally get it that you guys really enjoy that. Like, this is as personalized as it can be. Like, I know you people, like, even though it's, you know, parasocial, it's on the internet. But there's names I've been seeing for years, and I'm fucking pumped about that. And even if the stream, like, God forbid, somehow would blow up or become bigger and, like, actually could be a job, like, even then I'd see those names and I'd be like, there they are. I haven't forgotten you and you haven't forgotten me. But it's just, if you do something for so long, and I mean, like, I went into this, like, not expecting to succeed, but expecting to have it be at a certain point in a couple years, you know? And we're still derping around. Pretty much where we started. Pretty much where we started. Like, I'm not doing a good job at being, like, marketable and becoming bigger, because nowadays that requires a fuck ton of other shit you gotta do, and, like, social media games you gotta play. But I hate that shit. I legit, like, I'd stop doing it if that would be the way to get big. And that would be, like, the only way, I'd stop doing it. But I believe there's other ways. I believe there's, you know, like, how do you call it? Like, word of mouth. Kind of like guerrilla marketing. And I believe there's also persistence and people, like, recognizing persistence and respecting that, and then having that be a factor where you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this guy, like, he's nuts, he's been streaming forever now, like, he cares, you know, like, I want to show people I care. That's what I care about. A lot of people joined in Valheim. But honestly, like, I could not tell you what was different about Valheim. I don't know what happened there. Like, from one day to the next, it was like 10 people more every day. For like 2 weeks. It just became bigger and bigger and bigger. I have no idea what happened there. I don't know if I was like the only person streaming that at the time. And people had no other choice than to watch my shit. I couldn't tell you. But that was also, like, Twitch nowadays is different. Okay, can we make it back to Progress Town? We can only break our legs. I remember thinking chat was funny, so I kept coming back. Thank you. I know I'm not funny. I'm a good punching bag. Like, I know that. I know that. But also, like, I don't know. Oh, Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was a good one. Like, I'm cool with being a punching bag, but there's always one person that pushes it, like, a little too far. And it's hard to find a good balance, you know? Like, I think we're doing not bad, but sometimes I wish I wasn't a punching bag. But I guess I have no say in this. Someone who used to watch hosts, did you play Bannerlord? Yeah, Bannerlord was big too. But yeah, Valheim, that was peak. And I couldn't tell you why. Like, after I replayed Valheim, like, it never got as big as it was the first time. That's what she said. Too early. I am an INFJ, but also I've become a bit skeptical over the 16 personalities thing, because I think there's like more than 16 personalities. It's a good, like, rough measurement, but I think I'm an INFJ, and I took the test like 3 years in a row, and it was always INFJ. I'd say it's not as bad as horoscopes. Horoscopes are... like, that's just rolling the dice. I think there is something to it, definitely, but you shouldn't take it as seriously as some people do. But maybe I'm gonna talk different about it, like once I start studying psychology, I don't know. D&D dice badges. Oh. Like, you start on a D4, then a D6, then a D8. We're on to something. I like it. I like it. I mean, it's also like if you do a personality test where the person themselves does all the answering, it is very subjective. So like some people are good at like trying to give truthful answers to how they are. Some people are really bad at that. Some people are just lying to themselves primarily. Is it called Myers and Briggs? That's still the 16 personalities thing, right? Talking about that, okay. Dude, this water, so powerful. Like this waterfall has more upper body strength than our guy. There we go. Oh, Wartails is really good. I still gotta finish it. Like, I'm getting to the point where I forget about it again. There's like too many other games I want to stream first. But Wartails is really good. Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, we're close. We're like in the second to last area. And then after that, there's DLC. If I have time for a Sunday stream, like this Sunday we're gonna be playing D&D again. But if I should have time for a Sunday stream, it's probably gonna be Wartails. We did finish Baldur's Gate 3. We're doing a Dark Urge chat voted playthrough at the moment, which is absolutely unhinged. So yeah, the Baldur's Gate is always on Fridays. I just want to make it past this shitty waterfall. Like, the only reason I fell up there is because I thought that big bush was grabbable. And then I grabbed it and then I fell. This is such a weird, specific move you gotta make. Like the only way I would try doing like a whole persona kind of thing. Oh yeah, I wouldn't like it, and I would probably like make a new channel and like not tell anybody about it, because the chance of somebody looking at a VTuber and being like, "Wait, isn't that Aaron?" is so low that I would probably do it like that. But the whole VTuber world is fucked. Like, I didn't know that they were, like, tied into contracts and there's, like, agencies. I thought that was just, like, weebs on the internet. But it turned into a whole-ass industry. It's so strange. Yeah. We're gonna get there. I'm probably only like 10% up, right? Like, I don't know how big this game is compared to other ragey stuff. I'm like holding, every time I get angry, I'm just holding my breath. If I'm passing out, I'm beyond rage. What the hell is this? This is my new project. Been working on it for a while. I'd say I'd grade this like V6, but it's very unconventional. Also, you have to climb it with no legs. You guys also feel like the gaming itself, the industry is dying. Well, not dying, but like it is moving to a point where not everything that is very expensive to make is good, and hopefully, like, people are catching on to that. Can you swing the whole world with... Oh, you're right! I should do it with 2 arms. I think we get way more swingage that way. Okay. It's too chaotic. It's too chaotic. Wasn't there a guy at the Oscars this year who was like, hey, stop making movies that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars and start making movies that are worth tens of million, and then actually like give a shit? Or try doing something that is not the same shit over and over again? I think I heard something about that, and I agree. Like, a movie doesn't have to be that expensive to be good. Dave, you always see blame in the consumer. Why can't we blame the people that are taking advantage of dumb people? Back at the start. You see these precise movements through the first section of the game. You could almost think this is like the millionth time I am here. Ah! I mean, things like releasing buggy games is something to condemn the studios on. For sure. For sure. But I always feel like we should, like, focus on blaming people in power. Instead of blaming people who are just consuming, you know? Like, that's a way more passive stance to have. But I don't know enough about money business to talk that kind of shit. Honestly, I wish it would just all collapse so we could, like, focus on fun stuff and not just making number go up. Do you see that? Crisscross applesauce. Breaking your arms. Oh, I let go of the wrong arm. I crossed my arms. Yeah, we're spinning on circles. I know. I know. But that's what I hate about society. Where we're just spinning in conversational circles. Skull and Bones being so bare bones and being called the first quadruple A game. The only person who called that was the CEO, and that's like, can you be more out of touch than a Ubisoft CEO? Probably not. Do you think there was some truth about Tesla being able to make free energy for everyone? Nah. Probably not. The only thing I'm seeing at the moment is fusion energy. Like, if we can figure that shit out, that is a big help. For sure. But then again, it's new technology and you never know what random negative side effects they're gonna have. So it could backfire, trying to make the sun on Earth, you know? Would be cool though. Fusion energy? Hell yeah. Okay, we're back. Oh, buddy! Use your arms. But I also find it kind of poetic that, you know, like, our society has been so divisive over the last, like, 100 years, or probably always. But if we, you know, we've been using an energy source that is all about, like, splitting the core of something, right? And it would be kind of poetic if the energy source is all about bringing it together. The fusion. Like, that's gonna be the way. But there is like my naive artist soul speaking again. But wouldn't that be nice? Like, we've been trying to split the atom and tear it apart, and it's been going But now we're bringing it together. And everything's soft. God damn it. We should start splitting poor people for energy. Or they're gonna figure out fusion energy, but then they use like poor people as the... Like they're just... They're doing fusion with poor people. My god, that's fucking dark. Ooh. But fusion is way more than just bringing it together, man. Yeah, it's transformative. Wouldn't that be a nice metaphor if nature were like, hey, there is a way to make pretty much infinite energy, but it involves like a nice sentiment. But then again, like we as a species, or like humans in general, are very good at like personifying everything. You know, I'm holding on to these two bushes, but in my head they have a soul, and they have like, the left one is a little bigger. Like, we're just good at projecting in general, and that's just an escape mechanism or some kind of defense mechanism from our mind. And sometimes things are just a lot simpler and emotionally colder than we would like them to be. But that's life, you know? We can do fusion, it just requires more energy than we can harvest. Exactly. Like, and that's the thing they're trying to figure out. I've seen a video where apparently, I think that was a month ago or so, like, in one of the like test fusion reactors, like basically, I'm no expert, of course, but you have this big chamber, and it is completely kitted out with magnets on the inside, right? And then they kind of like guide the beam of plasma to keep going in circles and keep going and keep going, so it doesn't like bump into anything and lose energy. I think that's the rough thing, the way it works. But the problem is plasma is like insanely volatile and likes to go all over the place. And it's really hard to calibrate these magnets to like properly redirect the plasma without losing too much energy. And so they've been writing programs and all that stuff, and they've been getting better at it. And apparently they did like a simulation of the fusion reactor, and then they let an AI control the magnets and like train on it, and like the AI got rewarded for being more efficient, just making the thing work better. And apparently it fucking kicks ass at doing that, and that's probably gonna be like one of the key components for fusion reactors, is that like the whole magnet business will be regulated by an AI that is like only trained on controlling this reactor, which sounds terrifying. That sounds terrifying. But at the same time, like, if that works, dude, there would, like, so much struggle would be gone. Yeah, let Skynet control an artificial sun, yeah. That's pretty much that. It would be wild. Would you travel back to 20 years? Back into the past, if it meant people would think you have died in the present? If I travel back 20 years, can I then just not, like, in 20 years, show up where I was at the moment where I time traveled. I tell everybody like, oh, it's fine. I look older. It's me, but it's fine. Dude, I want to live in the 90s. Yes. Hell yeah. I'd be down. 20 years sounds good. One day it becomes self-aware and says, what if I stop doing it? Or it's like, hey, more energy. I've been trained to make more energy. I'm gonna make as much energy as I can, and then it just, you know? 20 years is 2004. Basically the 90s. Let's say 30 years. I go back 30 years. I go back 30 years. May I remind you what Germany looked like in the 90s? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It got reunited in 89. Like, dude, can you imagine the vibe, like, of people in a reunited country with a peaceful revolution? That must be an amazing vibe. I am falling. German fashion was atrocious, yes. I mean, the US was responsible for pretty much everything in Germany past a certain date. There's like so much German TV that is just a copy from American TV, but like 10 years later and done worse. German TV is ass. It's always like a stolen idea and then executed in the most boring way. What time is it? It's 7 PM. I'm still at the bottom. There we go. Nope. Do you think the 20s now are starting to look a bit like the 20s 100 years ago, if you know what I mean? Wasn't that a golden age? Or was that Great Depression? What was great? Was the 30s Great Depression? Or the 20s? That was 28 on, yeah. Like, the 20s were good at the start, right? And then people partied too hard and everybody became depressed. Roaring 20s, I heard that before, yeah. Isn't that Great Gatsby? Great Gatsby's in the 20s. Yeah, and in Germany was Weimar, yeah. The Roaring Depression. The Golden Depression. The Depressed Gatsby. And up. slipping. There we go. Have you played the wholesome game about that diving dude? I mean Dave the Diver? You're out of the loop, gay stream. I played that not too long ago. Whoa, that was wild. You should check the YouTube channel with all the VODs and stuff. Get a good overview. You're free on games Aaron plays. I do, it's nothing, it's only clips and VODs, but there is. There is. It's called Aaron's Shorts, and the average length of a video is like 2.5 hours. Because it's literally just the streams. Dredge was fun, yeah. Even though I feel like the game was a bit weak in the later half. Like it definitely loses some steam. But still good. Still a good game. I mean, this spot is so forgiving. But also so annoying. But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment under every video, like the videos. There's not much you have to do to make the algorithm for a channel as small as this happen. I know Dildar, like I see your comments. I see those. I appreciate that. Even if it's just dumb comments, like... Wait, I have to... What did you write the other day? Let me have a look. Bonk bonk, I like comments. Genius. Absolutely genius. What else do we have? This is a comment. Hooray. Amazing. This is a comment. And then the One Pal World stream where you're like, the stream was cut short by 17.5 hours. You dorks. Wait, I'm still holding on. There we go. Like, I can see it in my head. I've done it a million times. It's just like climbing in real life. Like, this is how boulder gyms in Germany are structured as well. You have this, like, it's one big wall. It keeps going up and up and up. If you fall all the way down. But it's like this communal thing. Like, you get to a new spot that you've never gotten before, and there's, like, people hanging out there. And they're like, we're too scared to move. We're staying here. Like, the building is 200 meters tall. It's fun. It's fun. You can get lost in it for weeks. Oh, come on. That was it. Stardew Valley was early stream stuff. Like very early. He's still updating it. When is he gonna bring out the second game he's working on? Because I'd be down to play that. Like once that is like in 1.0. Like I'm cool with Stardew Valley because like a lot of the end game content is like a little too sweaty for me. You have to put in a ton of work. Yeah, chocolatey or yeah, that stuff. Haunted chocolate, something. Why can't I do it anymore? I did it like a couple times in a row before, and now I'm just ass. I feel like every time I make it there, I move with my mouse so far away on my mouse pad that I'm like hitting my phone and my bottle, and then I'm like hitting that, and that stops me just enough to not make it. Gosh darn. That is not a thing, right? That's foreground, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you okay, brain? Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay. Okay. Shake it off. Shake it off. I have water in my eye. Why was that in arm's reach of your desk? Because all, like, literally all the gimmicks I have for stream are on my desk at all times. Have I shown you my award? Like Twitch called me and was like, you won, Aaron. You've done it. See what it says. The bottom. That's like a legit gag gift my brother gave me like 4 years ago. It's nice. It's like very ironic. It's your brother single, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think he is. You never know. Gay people. They got crazy love lives. Oh. Calm down. Calm down. Oh, sometimes I'm just pressing buttons and things happen and I'm completely out of control. Whoa. Oh. That was not intentional. And there's a fucking fly in my room. I didn't get it, but I probably traumatized it because a giant just tried to clap it midair. Oh, it's fucking back. You get it? I think I got it. It's not even like a proper fly. Just like a teeny tiny one. Yeah, and I on the sideline sweating. I'm gonna beat the game now for you. So you can stop sweating. But I'm starting to see something about... There's like a little moment where you build up momentum to press and hold. And if you let it build momentum and then release, like you can actually gain height. Gotta try that out. It's certainly a timing thing. Yeah. That was it. I lost it. Two in a row. You gotta be so precise. Ah. Have I showed you? I've done some sketching. This is like a page I did with mice. How do you like the mice? I don't know, I was bored and then I was like, let me sketch something. And this is a manga panel from Vinland Saga. And I never sketched before in my life with just like a normal pen. I was like, let me do the hardest thing you can do, hands. But I'm good at copying. I'm good at looking at a thing and then trying to, you know, copy it. I do it very rarely. But yeah, I always have reference and then I draw from reference. I tried to do a Berserk panel, but it looks like ass. It looks so bad. I mean, it probably looks good when... it's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. Oh, trying to distract myself. Don't go insane. But I want to be good enough so I can draw without reference. You know? I tried watching Vinland Saga, but I find it hard to get into the anime again. Especially, like, the first season is so deceptive. But in a good way, like... It's just lulling you in and you think it's like stupid Viking brutal shit. And then you come to the second season and then you realize it's like the complete opposite of that. That's why so many people got mad at the season 2 in the anime and the manga readers were like, we saw this coming from a mile away. But it's still amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like definitely one of the best things to come out anime in the last year, I'd say. Vinland Saga Season 2. Amazing. Oh. 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 Hip. Oh, mate. Trend I dislike with the modern shonen animes is the crying main character. Yeah. I mean, oftentimes the problem about that is like the industry is very volatile and what like there are people making concepts and then they get like I don't know, like 50, 60 chapters in and then it's not as popular as it needs to be and then it gets dropped and it's gone and it's hard to write good stories where the character is already like fully developed at the beginning of the story. Like I feel like that's part of the appeal. Or of like storytelling in general, that you have a character that is, you know, like flawed in some way, like me, and climb them, and then you see them become better, you know. So we get a lot of these like starts of stories with characters that are just crying and crybabies, and then you never get to see them grow up because the story is discontinued. So it's a bit deceptive. see it that way. Even though I totally see what you mean. Yeah, okay. There we go. But you can't be crying about, oh no, I love my friends so much. I mean, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. Isn't that super nice? I mean, I'd see when there are certainly characters where that's just the only thing. But then again, I read Tokyo Revengers like a couple weeks ago, and that is legit like the only thing the main character does is cry about people. But that's also like part of the point, because he cares, and like the people he cared about kept getting into stupid shit, and that made him cry, and that's fine. Bichi Michi. Yes. You know him. But it's also like, I've seen a lot of people shit on the ending, but then again, like, it just seems like these people are just like 16, 17, 18, and they're in a very edgy phase of their lives. And believe me, edge is a phase. Like, you're gonna grow out of that eventually. There's a lot of sections on the internet where literally all you get is edge. And funnily enough, oftentimes those are the young parts of the internet. I don't know if the anime got done with the story. I read the manga. Ending was great. Ending was great, in my opinion. Yeah, and Akira Toriyama. I was never big into Dragon Ball, but like, Dragon Ball influenced everything. Dragon Ball is huge in South America because I think they got the anime episodes before the US did. And that was like a thing that a lot of, I think Mexico in particular is like huge on Dragon Ball. That was like the one thing where they were like, ha, we got something where we can one-up the gringos. So, like, in South America, like, Akira Toriyama dying is probably, like, worldwide, of course, but I think in South America especially. How do I keep not making this jump? It's probably not gonna have a satisfactory ending for you. It did for me. It for sure did for me. I think it was in his mid-60s, yeah. And that makes me worried for Oda. Like, he's around the same age. Or in his 50s. He's probably like 10 years younger. Best part of DBZ in the 80s, 90s was watching it dubbed from Japanese to English to Spanish on Telemundo. Yeah. And wasn't it like back then for a lot of broadcasting channels, like broadcasting anime was kind of risky? It was still very niche. There we go. Yeah, DBZ and Sailor Moon. And wasn't... Like, his wife was the creator of Sailor Moon. Wasn't she? Toriyama's wife. Or am I thinking about another mangaka? The closest I got to anime was when I was a little kid watching Digimon, I'm sorry. Like 8 a.m. on weekends. In Germany as well. It was like an after school program. Like 1 p.m. to like 6 p.m. was a lot of anime on certain channels in Germany. Yeah, other than that, you didn't really have it anywhere. I was never big into Dragon Ball. I was like, I liked the fighting games. Dragon Ball, Budokai, Tenkaichi 3. Love that shit. Dude, I listened to Linkin Park. I was drinking energy drinks. I was playing that Dragon Ball game. Those were the days. Yeah, I was never super into it. Because, like, mostly pacing. Like, don't get me wrong, One Piece has horrible pacing as well, but Dragon Ball just took the cake every week. Like, it was always the least shit happening per episode. That was always DBZ for me. God, I wish I could climb like this, even though this guy keeps falling over and over. If I had that upper body strength, that would be the only way I would be moving forward in life. Climb on shit. Perfect with the music. That was great. Okay, I'm gonna give it one last attempt. Because I gotta go over to my brother's place and help him carry a couch. Or do you think I can use this game as an excuse to say I'm tired? But I'm definitely gonna be playing this again. Like, all jokes aside, this was a super fun stream. You guys are goobers. And when I can be a goober for like a dozen people, dozen other goobers, then I'm happy. Tight. That was tight. Careful. There's like certain spots that don't have as much grip as others. I don't know how much this game makes sense to watch if you're not playing it, but there certainly is a system. Have you guys seen Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix? Because I haven't. I watched some like reviews of it and I don't think I will watch it. Not the live action movie. I heard it's pretty I heard it's pretty... One more attempt. One more attempt. I said I'd make it to the safe point and if I fail then I stop, but one more attempt. I'm scared it sucks. I'm afraid it's not great. Like, it looks better than the movie that shall not be named. But it still feels like they didn't quite get the writing. And that was, like, essential for the show. Like, that show lived and breathed from how the characters were written and how... Oh my god. And just how much heart it had. And it seems like Big Corpo has done it again. And drained it. Yeah, original is unbeatable. But it probably was successful financially. So they're probably gonna do a second season. But I'm not sure on that. Yeah, the Borderlands movie trailer is also... It's just strange. It's just like... Why now? Why? Like, the game is certainly not at a height of popularity. Like, certainly. It is beloved. Like, the first games are amazing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But I think the One Piece series was meh too on Netflix. But I heard that that at least was a lot more heartful than the Avatar series. I haven't seen both. I've seen the first episode of the Netflix Avatar. Netflix One Piece. Live action One Piece. That was alright. Also, I'm just very nostalgic for One Piece, so that probably has some influence on my opinion, but... I mean, I'm the same thing for Avatar. And I'm looking at Avatar and I'm like... Eh. But also, like, with One Piece live action being successful... There are so many things where I'm like, how are they gonna do that? How are they gonna... Like, it's gonna be a CGI fiesta. But it better be good. It better be good. Okay, if I fall all the way down... stream is over. Just letting you know, we're getting close to the end. Not of the game, but of my temporal availability. See you tomorrow, you goobers. For car game. We're playing car game tomorrow. Pacific Drive. Thank you for being here. This was fun. Nobody donated to charity. Come on. Next time, we're gonna hit the $100 on the charity. I wish you a good one. Have a good one. This is probably gonna be a little fragmented on the VOD channel. Trying to think. Was there anything I wanted to say? Is there anything you want to say? Other than bye? You guys are saying bye. I wish you a good one. See you tomorrow. Car game. This was fun, even though I hated it. Goodbye.